to the week number 3 edition of the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week on WQEL 92.7 FM, WQEL.com, and live online with our good friends at the OH Report. I'm Josh Stallings. Joining me tonight, Tim Byrie here from Seneca East High School, where Seneca East getting set to match up against the Monroeville Eagles. Seneca East at 1-1. Monroeville also at 1-1. We have week 3 action when we come back on WQEL.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
To Seneca East High School, week number 3 of the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week here on WQEL 92.7 FM, WQEL.com, and live online on the OH Report. I am Josh Stallings, have been for some time. Steal a line from Davy Jones there. And joining me this week here on WQEL is the one and only Tim Byrie. Tim, we got 2 1-1 teams going at it here tonight. Seneca East 1-1, Monroeville 1-1. 2 very similar teams. They want to control the line of scrimmage. They want to be very physical, and they're going to want to carry the football and push each other back. Now, that's where it's going to come into play, is who can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, both of them have very good size up front, and so they have big offensive lines. I think, the one thing, though, maybe advantage Seneca East, if Seneca East can't run the ball as much as they want, Nick Parks can really spin it. So,
yeah.
I'm not sure that Clark from Monroeville can do that.
Well, so Monroeville coming out of the Firelands Conference, they beat Macomb in week number 1, 46-20. Lost last week to Calvert, 35-21. That Calvert team got dominated by Mohawk. So this is kind of a little bit, I don't want to say foreshadowing, but giving us a little bit of an example of what to look for. But, hey, it's still early. Everybody's trying to find their identity. And, Monroeville lost their quarterback for a week. He looks to be back this week. That is Colton Clark. Colton, 5'11", 178 pounds, big physical kid. And Monroeville is going to look to him to make plays. On the outside, 200 yards, you just saw it there. You see Monroeville running out on the field. You look at the size that they have. Big physical kids. And this is a school that is a wrestling school. This is a very weight room driven school, and they want to beat you one-on-one. Yeah, they're a team, but they want to beat you one-on-one. And then you have Seneca East coming in. They have great numbers. Coach Ed Phillips, they were talking about him in the pregame, 10 straight playoff appearances. He's gotten these kids to buy into this system. They're 1-1 out of the N10, bringing back 9 seniors, 14 juniors, 7-5 in 2024, and they are coming off a tough loss in overtime against Northmore, beat up on Crestview in week number 1. Now, what Coach Ed Phillips and returning quarterback Parks, they got to kind of figure out their weapons.
Absolutely, because it's still early in the season, and they got to find what is going to help them to the most success. I mean, you look at Seneca East, and with Nick Parks, a year ago he threw for 2,520 yards. Mm-hmm. So obviously he can really throw it, but, Coach Phillips said, no, we want to really establish the run. We got to be a tough physical team. He talked a lot about it this week in the media. Anybody interviewing him, he talked about we have to be tougher. We have to run the ball, and our kids are ticked off because they thought they should have won the game last week.
Yeah.
And they're not ticked off at refs or anyone else. They're ticked off at themselves that they let the game get away from them and knew that would be a game that gets you a lot of computer points because Northmore's going to win plenty of games.
Yeah. Going on the road, losing in week number 2, you want to come into the N10 schedule on a high note. This is what Seneca East is going to want to try and do tonight against a Monroeville team that's going to be physical. It is Monroeville to return, and they will head south. Back deep for the Eagles. Number 7, Colton Koch, and number 23, Connor Boris.
And certainly they're going to want to get a decent return, get some decent field position, and then, a big key is who's going to win first down.
Yeah.
On each side of the ball, offense or defense, because you don't want to all of a sudden get behind the sticks because you're 2nd and 9 automatically, 2nd and 10 because you don't gain any yards. So and then penalties obviously could play a big part because that can get you behind the sticks, which hurts you when you want to run the football.
Aiden Boehm will kick off for Seneca East. Military tribute night here at Seneca East High School, as well as honoring previous head coaches. Just a lot of things going on here tonight at Seneca East. Tigers will be in the black pants, Digicamo uniforms, and the black helmets. Monroeville in the all whites with the black helmets and the maize hate to say it, Michigan look helmets. Deep kick, going to go back and fielded on a line. That is Connor Boris. Boris up the center of the field, gets a block. Boris gets a second block, goes up and over the 30, and he's going to be down at the 33-yard line, and that's where Monroeville and starting quarterback Colton Clark will start 1st and 10.
It's a nice deep kick, but Colton does a great job of getting the ball out past the 30, so they'll have decent field position to start out.
And Monroeville, kind of 60-40 is what we've gathered. They're going to run the football, try and establish the line of scrimmage, but they're going to spread it out here on 1st and 10. Shotgun formation for Clark. Clark in the gun's got a back on his right hip, going to sling it out, quick stop, and it's going to be incomplete. No, he caught it. Brought down immediately over there for a 5-yard pickup. Replay or video courtesy of the OH.REPORT. Will pick it up
just
there.
A little quick stop route and delivered the ball on time and makes a nice catch. And again, now 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
Ball on the left hash. 3 receivers come wide to the right. Motion man. He's going to shuffle across the line of scrimmage and he's going to carry it. Clark bouncing left side is going to take it up and close to a 1st down. I think he's going to be just okay. It's going to be marked about 2 yards shy is where he skipped out of bounds.
Clark runs the ball a lot. He's run the ball for over 200 yards on the year, and so that's going to be a common thing. And just ran a sweep with a lead blocker, and 3rd and 2.
Coming wide to the right, 14, Ethan Pomreich. Carry up the middle. That's going to move the chains. First time they go to the tailback. That is number 23, Connor Boris. Boris at 5'10", 155, moves the sticks and resets the chains for Monroeville.
Well, they had him stopped initially. Looked like he was going to not gain anything, and he showed some good leg strength, just pushing the pile a little bit and getting the 1st down.
First quarter here on WQEL and the OH.REPORT. Motion man left to right this time. That's number 6, Chase Horn. They want to throw into the flats. It's complete, and that is Horn. Horn up close to the 50. They're going to mark him about a yard shy, pickup of about 6, maybe 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and a long 3. And that's just a simple grass route, and that's his only read the whole time. He's rolling, looking, and delivering that pass.
Well, the wide out, went deep and tried to clear out that flat, and he ran his out cut, and nice pitch and catch.
Ackerman wide to the left. And they're going to go to the back. Boris straight up the gut on an ISO. And Boris looks like he'll move the chains. So another 1st down here for Monroeville. Their 2nd 1st down of the drive. And they've ate up 2 minutes of this 1st quarter clock here at Seneca East.
Well, they keep, they've thrown 2 times in a row on 1st down, Josh, and give themselves a short short sticks.
Boris in the backfield with Clark on his left hip. Clark has it. Boris looking to lead block. Clark rolling left. He's going to tuck it. He's hit and dropped in the backfield. Great play. Seneca East outside linebacker, number 44, Jackson Gayhart. Gayhart read that play beautifully like it was a Nora Roberts novel. Came through and drilled him in the backfield, 2-yard loss.
He gets off that block and, gets him for a 2-yard loss. Now let's see what they can do while they're behind the sticks a little bit.
Gayhart, a big-time playmaker last season for Seneca East. Here's Clark, wants to throw. Flush to the right side, looking, sidearm delivery, incomplete. He wanted the near side receiver, number 7. That's Colton Koch. And Koch on the comeback route, it maybe would have got him back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to set up 3rd and long, stops the clock with 9:13 here in the 1st.
Yeah, real nice coverage by the secondary of Seneca East. They put number 7 in motion, and he goes in motion, and they ran a flood pattern, but everybody was covered. He had nowhere to throw it.
Seneca East running an even front. 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 DBs. They're going to hand off Boris straight up the middle. He is met, and he is stuffed in the backfield. No gain on that play. Boris tried the ISO right up the gut behind the lead blocker. Penetration was there for Seneca East, and we'll see who it is. Big fella, I think number 63. Man, I wish Seneca East would number this the correct way. Yeah, we'll just call him the big fella.
Yeah. They got one set of numbers for their jerseys they're wearing tonight, another set for their regulars. That's partially
They're going to punt. It's blocked. Fielded by the up man. Grabs it out of the air, breaks a tackle, and great starting field position. Seneca East actually going to gain a yard from where Monroeville had the ball spotted.
Yeah, kind of
And
a
it'll
low,
be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
low punt, and they just Seneca East has a guy that got his hands up in the air, but he was like 4 or 5 feet at least away from the kicker's foot, but still got his hand on it, and man, now they're in great shape.
First offensive drive for Seneca East tonight. Tigers will be led by Nicholas Parks. Parks, a returning starter from a season ago. This Tigers team 7-5, went to the playoffs. But they're replacing a lot of skill guys on the outside. Looks like empty backfield. They're going to go 3 left, 2 to the right here on 1st and 10. Motion man into the backfield. They are going to toss it to him underneath toss. And spinning off one, keeps his feet, and then he's met and dropped at the 45-yard line. 55 on the stop. That is Alex Schaefer, the ball carrier, which we really don't know. The numbers have changed. I wish we had a different roster for the special jerseys. That'd be cool.
See if I can find it. 41 is somewhere. There he is, Ethan Schultz.
So it's going to be Schultz, the ball carrier, on 1st and 10. Now Parks going to carry on 2nd and long. Parks able to shuffle through, and he's close to a 1st down. Parks inside Monroeville territory, inside the 40, and to the 38-yard line goes Parks. Good patient running. Able to pick it up. Tackle made by number 5, Reed Wasserman.
Yeah, nice carry by Parks. So, like you said, Josh, showed great patience and just letting his blockers get out in front of him, make some blocks. And
Parks in the gun. 1 left, 4 to the right here on 1st and 10. Odd front for Monroeville. They got a stand-up end on the right side. He's looking like he's coming hot. Shuffle motion. They're going to sling it out. Quick bubble screen. Got a block, and he's going to pick up 5. Gets folded just inside the 45 at the 43-yard line.
And quick bubble screen real quick. Had all kinds of guys out in front of him. That was Schultz again.
Schultz on the reception. And Seneca East going to hurry it up on 2nd and 6. Once again, quads to the right, lone receiver left. He's going to go deep, left side one-on-one coverage, elevating, can haul it down. He put it in a bucket, but the intended receiver couldn't pull it in. Parks with a beautiful throw, intended for 15, Jaron Deponette. That's a freshman. Deponette, a very athletic kid, go up and made a great catch last week against Northmore to keep him alive. Deponette not able to haul that one in.
Yeah,
one-on-one coverage again for Deponette on the left
same
side.
formation, just too deep.
This time it's Parks and carry it. Nice stiff arm. Parks keeps his feet moving, and he's going to push his way up across the 30 and to the 26-yard line. Parks, very versatile kid, definitely put on some weight since last year. Another one of those wrestlers. You know, you have 2 schools that kind of pride themselves on wrestling, and you got some kids on this roster that are very physical.
Absolutely. Parks showed great strength there because looked like it was going to be just 2 or 3 yard gain. It ends up in 9 yards on a 1st down.
Doubles. Here's Parks. Wants to throw. Screen pass. Pass complete. No, incomplete. Right through the hands. I think that was Deponette. It was. Deponette dropped it.
Yeah, it looked like he might have had some guys in front of him, a little space, but dropped the ball.
Great job selling it by the offensive line. 6:23 to go here in the first quarter from Attica. pistol formation now. Trips to the right side on 2nd and 10. Parks has it, turns, gives to the back, bouncing. He is going to lower the shoulder, puts the arm out, trying to push his way close to the 20. I think he got inside the 25. That was
Jackson Gayhart.
44 Gayhart.
Yeah, some of the guys have the same numbers that they usually have, and some of them don't. So kind of a difficult night for us.
Empty backfield, trips to the right. Parks steps back, going to spin out of it, can't do it. He's dropped in the backfield for a 3-yard loss on 4th down. Or did he switch it that quick?
I think he switched it that quick.
Man, he's just that good over there on the down marker. So now it's going to be 4th and 10. Seneca East in goal-to-go territory. Trips right, Parks, empty backfield, pressure, going to throw it, and it's complete. He's got the first down and a little bit extra. Just inside the 10-yard line, Parks put it on him, a skinny slant route. He delivered it beautifully. And it's so hard to see the black numbers on the Digicamo jerseys. Seneca East, 1st and goal. Deponette wide to the left. Now he's going to scamper off. Got 2 to the right, tight end left, and now a timeout. Seneca East doesn't have enough guys out there. Deponette ran off, but they never ran anybody in. So Coach Ed Phillips will have to take a timeout here with 4:49 to go in the first quarter in Attica. Still no score between Seneca East and Monroeville. We'll be back.
To beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
The OH report, Park's going to hand it off here on 1st and goal from the 7. Not a lot of running room there. Went to Gayhart. You know, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame, Tim. You know, these teams want to establish the line of scrimmage. They want to be physical, but what seems to be open so far is the passing game.
Right now it's gonna. They're both throwing the ball, I'm sure, more than they wanted to, but you know, both teams are their front 7 or 8, whatever they're putting in the box, they're stopping the run.
Gayhart on the right hip. Park's going to keep a little end-around action. Going to cut it up through B-gap. Not a lot of room. Inside the 5-yard line as they gave it off to 41.
The other Gayhart.
That's Schultz.
41, yeah, that's Schultz. Well, he did a good job of planting his foot and getting up because I thought he was going to get tackled for a loss. At least he got a yard out of it.
Deponette wide left. 3 receivers to the right side, back in the backfield with Parks. Parks in the gun, low snap, has it, looking right, throwing right, into the back corner, going up and elevating and hauling it in, touchdown. Brought in by Gunnar Polacek. Polacek able to break free, find the open spot in the end zone, and Seneca East takes an early 6-0 lead with 3:31 to go in the opening quarter.
They did a really good job of clearing out that side. The wide receiver ran an in route, and then he just stepped out to the outside. They kind of picked him a little bit. But the receiver for Seneca East just did a great job of just turning and running his buckle, his button hook, and picked the guy off.
On for the extra point, Isaac Stockmaster punts it through, and it is 7-0. 3:31 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to WQEL and live online on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Number 7, Colton Cook, and 23, Connor Boris, back deep to receive for the Eagles. Dayton Baines to pick for the Tigers.
Tim Byrie, Josh Stallings with you tonight on WQEL for the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week. Teaming up tonight with the OH Report, 7-0. Seneca East on top here in the first quarter, 3:31 to play. Kicking off, it is going to go to Connor Boris. Boris up the left side. He is met and dropped. Boris just over the 20-yard line at the 22. Great open field tackle. Thank God for the OH Report giving us a replay so we can see who made the stop.
I believe that was Bentley Gayhart. So he's only another freshman. They have a really good freshman class, don't they, John?
Oh, they have a lot of kids in that freshman class and a lot of kids that are going to see some serious varsity time.
Uh-huh.
1st and 10 for Monroeville, their second possession of the ball game. In the gun, Clark has it. He is going to hand off to the back, coming near side, trying to run through an arm tackle. That is 41 Cooper Cleary, the ball carrier, and Cleary picks up about 8, drugged down by his horse collar, and that probably could have been a penalty, Tim.
I thought I easily could have called a penalty, but
no doubt,
he
actually.
had one hand inside the back of his shoulder pads and the other one in the middle of his back to take him down, but
officials,
no call.
Their phone's on top of the flag.
But, at this point, with some couple of the games I had early in the year, it's probably good that there's not a flag.
2 right, 2 to the left. Ball on the near side hash. Monroeville heading south. Clark going to have it. Quarterback
Nothing
ISO,
again.
and he is met and dropped. Maybe got enough for a first. He's going to be, looks like they're going to
move the
they're going to move it. Okay, picked up enough. Just a yard on that carry for Colton Clark, the 5'11", 180-pound junior.
Third first down for Monroeville. And they want to keep doing that. They just love to move the sticks and hold on to the ball.
Pomreich, near side to the right. He is going to hand off. That's Boris. Boris is hit and dropped in the backfield. Ooh. Nowhere to go. That time, it is 40 Hunter Rathburn in on the stop. Also in there is Gayhart. And actually, it was 41 Cooper Cleary, the ball carrier.
That was
so 2nd and 11.
That was your basic form tackle. That you just practiced a little bit of hitting you get to do anymore at practice. That showed he knows how to tackle.
Motion man right to left. Clark's going to throw, going to set up, going to go deep. It's a duck. Elevating and incomplete. That thing was fluttering like a leaf on a November day.
Well, that was...
and had nowhere to go.
Well, the receiver had to turn into the defensive back because it looked like one of my punts.
Looked like one of my throws. 3rd and 11. Oh, yeah, if he puts a good one on him. defensive back there is cooked.
Yeah, he was open. He just couldn't throw it far enough.
Clark will break the huddle with an empty backfield. 3 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Has the snap. Seneca East bringing pressure. Quarterback ISO straight up the middle. Clark into the open field. Second level, and he gets to the third level and a little bit extra into Seneca East territory at the 47-yard line. Great carry there by Colton Clark. And an even better job by the offensive lineman to separate that center. They knew Seneca East was going to drop back into a zone, and Clark able to read it perfectly and pick up the first down.
Yeah, made an early cut, and then he had a lot of space and ends up with a 22-yard, 21-yard gain.
Minute 5 to go in the first quarter and counting. Clark with 2 to the right, tight end left with a slot. Back in the backfield, motion man will shuffle across. Now he's going to give. Big fella carrying straight up the middle. That is 41, Cooper Cleary. And Cleary's going to pick up about 4. Mark him down at the 45-yard line. Gayhart again on the stop. So a solid 4 yards there.
Hey, Cleary's a 195-pounder back there, so he got good size and a good lean that time.
Eagles break the huddle with 24 seconds. No play clock. Colton Clark has it. Going to carry it straight up the middle, and he's able to get a couple. Not quite to the first down marker, and that should close out the first quarter here from Seneca East. Monroeville driving on the Tigers here in week number 3. Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0. We'll be back on WQEL on the OH Report.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
Friday night phone board with the one and only Davy Jones, 409-562-2222. Davy, looking for all your scores, anything you want to talk about in the wide world of sports. We got Browns football this week, Tim.
Unbelievable that they're probably cranking that open, and we'll see if what's going to happen.
You said it pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah.
I had a buddy ask me, "You coming over to the game on Sunday? Are you excited?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm existing.
Yeah, there we go.
3rd and short. They're going to switch sides. Clark going to carry it, trying to fall forward, and pushes his way close to the 40, but he's going to be just shy of a first down. It'll be 4th and about a yard. About a yard and a half, actually, Tim.
Yeah, the defense actually got a pretty good spot. I thought he was a little closer to the line, to the 40-yard line, but apparently not.
Beautiful night for football here in Attica, and a great crowd on hand. Seneca East and Monroeville both showing out 2 1-1 squads. Monroeville going to break the huddle. Tight end left, 2 receivers to the right with a slot inside. Clark in the gun, has it, gives, back running right side, should bounce it off, tackle, hit at the shoelaces, keeps his feet, but his buddies came to help him out. Gang tackled off that right tackle was 41, Cooper Cleary, who got there first.
Well, they got a little penetration, they being Seneca East by Derek, I think it's Cornwell.
Cornwell
and he
stops
bumped him. He popped him outside, and then his buddies got there. As you see on the OH report, they bumped him outside, and once he got outside, Seneca East speed got to him, and
11 hats to the football. And Coach Ed Phillips' defense gets it done there on 4th down. Now he sends his offense out there on 1st and 10, trying to add to this 7-0 lead. 11-10 to go here in the first half. Trips to the right. Lone receiver left. Pistol formation for Parks. Parks has a low snap. He's going to toss it. And Yellow Shoes going to carry it right side. You got
nice
standout cleats like that. You got to make plays happen. And he's able to pick up 8 yards there.
You betcha.
See if we can get a number.
I think it was Jackson Gayhart.
41.
Or no, it was 41. It was Schultz again.
Schultz.
He's having a pretty solid game right now.
So now I know Schultz has got the yellow cleats. And I had Coach Frank Lamro. If I would have showed up to practice with yellow cleats, I don't think I would have made it to the field. Parks wanting to throw, rolling left side, a lot of pressure. He's got to get rid of it, throws it out and into the Monroeville sideline.
I think it was close enough to a receiver.
It was close enough. They're not going to flag him for intentional grounding. So heads up play by Parks. You coached football. For a lot of schools that didn't have yellow as a color, if you had a kid show up with yellow.
If it's not as one of your colors, that's a problem. Although, because and I was lax on some of that because I did wear white shoes my senior year.
Well,
I was the only guy on the team that had them.
Every school's got white.
But, so they let me go on that. But then in other stuff, I was very picky.
3rd and short, 2 to the right. Parks going to carry it. He's got a nice juke move in the backfield. He's got a 1st down. Parks up over the 50 and into Monroeville territory. That'll move the chains. Tackle made by number 41. That's Cooper Cleary.
On that previous play, Parks, sometimes quarterbacks don't get enough credit. I was a quarterback coach for a long time for just being able to throw the ball away. I mean, he saved himself 10 or 12 yards.
It's a heady play.
By getting that thing out of bounds.
What we haven't seen a lot of is Bryson Dunlap, the stud from Monroeville, who will line up as the nose and a linebacker, and he's an All-Ohioan. Seneca East doing a nice job with him here tonight. Park's going to run it right at him, and actually
looks like he may have made that tackle.
Maybe that tackle as well with 76 Vincent Schaefer. 1 yard pickup, 2nd and 9. Clock rolling here in the second quarter, 9:30 to go here from Attica on the outskirts. Big night here in town. We got the races. We got Friday Night Lights. Man,
a lot of stuff.
The population went from 800 to about 6,000. Handoff, turning, giving, right side, going
push
up
there.
Through the A gap is Gayhart. Gayhart over the 45 to the 42-yard line, 43.
Well, I'm assuming they're in 4-down territory, so they got 2 plays to get about 5 yards, 6 yards. So it's not necessarily a throwing down for them.
Depinet going to scamper wide right, 2 receivers to the left. Gayhart, one of them. Joined over there by 30. Can we get a numerical roster? That's Branson Finnell. Pistol formation for Parks. Hard count. Mohawk showing blitz, and a flag comes in, but a timeout before the flag. So they're going to give Coach Ed Phillips, that's his 2nd timeout. That'll stop it with 8:25 to go second quarter. Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0 here in week number 3. You're listening to WQEL and watching live online to the OH Report.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Parks going to roll out on 3rd and 5, buying a lot of time. Parks back near side of the field, throws the stiff arm, keeps it alive, going to throw it into the sideline, and that one, I don't know, Tim.
Did it make it to the line of scrimmage? Because
I don't know that it did.
And does high school have the thing when you're out of the box, you can throw it in out of bounds?
The officials are going to talk about it.
They're talking it over.
Quick conversation. Man, I don't even think they
didn't
sipped
say
the coffee.
much. I think they're going to just say it's incomplete.
Oh.
It's a personal foul.
Crackback block against Seneca East. So the first flag of the night
I'm not so sure
goes
about
against
that.
Seneca
I
East.
thought it wasn't like he really blasted him. I don't know what you're supposed to do. You got to get in his way.
So the personal foul is going to back him up to the 43-yard line, out of Monroeville territory.
When Clark spun out and was coming back towards our way, towards the press box, there was a guy chasing him, and I thought the kid did a pretty good job of just jumping in front of him and not lowering his shoulder and just really drilling him. And
trips left. Gayhart in the backfield of Parks wants to throw. Nice pocket up
open.
the middle. Parks. He just overthrew Gayhart. He was wide open. No, excuse me. That was number 20. 20, Gunnar Polachek. Polachek breaking free up the hash mark, and there was not anybody in the 419 area.
No,
code.
that was going to be a touchdown. He just got it a little high. Tried to loft it instead of just that one. He should have put a little on it and just threw it straight to him.
So the Tigers going to be forced to punt here on 4th and a mile. Back deep, I believe, is Colton Koch. Able to get it off. And actually, that is number, not sure. Number 8? We don't have a number 8. Who knows? 7:54 to go in the first half. Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0 here in week number 3. I'm Josh Stallings alongside Tim Byrie. Miss a game or coaches show? Check out the podcast page on WQEL.com for past coaches shows, high school football games, and of course the Friday night phone board. And head coach Ryan Day will be getting his team ready to play on the 13th with a home game against the Bobcats. Tune in for the Ryan Day call-in show September 11th, 6:05 on Iconic Rock. Here we go. Monroeville going to take a deep shot down the far side, and a little bit too much under that one. Colton Clark off his back foot, airing it out down that right sideline. Intended for 24, Blake Ackerman.
And, Ackerman was behind him.
Yeah.
Again.
Beat the safety and the corner.
Like you said, he throws off his back foot, and, you just can't get the same accuracy as you can when you're able to step into it and make the throw.
2 receivers, 1 right, 1 left, tight end left and a slot right. Back in the backfield. He's going to fake it to him, and he's going to carry it left. Clark is hit, dropped for a 2-yard gain. Tried to fake the trap. Good pole block, but his big man missed it. And that was 58. Bryson Dunlap, their game wrecker, and Dunlap had the opportunity there to clear the hole, but he missed his block.
Yeah, that was, just a nice counter play. They fake it one way and pull some guys around to get in front of the quarterback, who's an outstanding runner, but when you pull, you got to hit somebody.
Doubles here on 3rd and 7. Clock rolling at 7 minutes. Clark wants to throw, steps up in the pocket. Comeback route complete. Oh, he dropped it. Wide open over there on the far sideline. Intended for number 24, Ackerman, and Ackerman just dropped it.
Well, you can see on the OH report, he just turns his head to look upfield and doesn't look it in. I often heard receiver coaches telling guys to catch it with your eyes, not your hands. And he just didn't look it in, so they'll be forced to punt.
Seneca East blocking the first punt. We'll see if they come after this one. They do not, but another low kick. They're gonna let it roll. It was Parks back deep. How often do you see the quarterback returning punts?
Not often.
If you're your gunners, you're telling them to really fly down and lay the wood.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was one of the big topics on talk radio this week about Ohio State, whether Smith should be. He went back and returned a couple punts, and it was like, why are you doing this? Well, you're playing the number 1 team in the country. Maybe you need a play. I bet he doesn't return punts against Grambling.
No, I think you're right. Hey, they got a good band.
Yeah, there we go. They'll put out a great show.
Quick swing to the right side. Pass complete. Parks makes the connection and a 4-yard pickup. That's Gayhart.
35, Myers in the stop for the Eagles.
Myers brought him down. No, that was Schultz. I apologize. Schultz picks up about 3. 2nd and 7.
Nice safe throw on first down.
That will stop the clock, and Seneca East trying to add to their 7-0 lead here in the second quarter. Parks, empty backfield, trips to the right. No, quads right. Lone receiver left. Parks straight up the middle, up through the A gap. Parks broke one tackle, but he couldn't get away from the reach of the middle linebacker. Nice stunt. And that is 41. Cooper Cleary on the tackle. Clock rolling. We're at 6:15 in the first half.
Well, Monroeville, the last couple pass plays, put great pressure on Parks, so let's see if they bring some guys on this one.
Schultz in the backfield in the pistol with Parks. Low snap again. Toss play. Schultz, left side. Schultz. And lowers the shoulder. Flag comes in. That's going to be a hold against Seneca East.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Coach takes it. You know.
So we do have flags here in week number 3.
So will Coach Nestor take it, or he'll just take the ball?
Coach Nestor, a Seneca East grad from 2005.
He's going to take the penalty.
9, 6, 8, 4, 5, 3. Again, pick number 9.
It will take the penalty and give Seneca East a second crack at third down. Be third and about 14. Trips right. Schultz in the slot. Parks looking for him. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. Parks flush to the left. Going to deliver a low pass. And I think it's incomplete. It is. Wanted Polacek and just delivered it at his shoe tops. Polacek gave it everything he had, but incomplete. Now Seneca East will be forced to punt.
They got good pressure on Parks again, so he had to move around in the pocket a little bit and threw it a little wide.
Jackson Gayhart will drop back and assume the position for the punt. Gets off a nice one, and it will be a fair catch. Oh, I thought he waved for a fair catch, but Seneca East came up and delivered a hit.
Yeah,
maybe
I thought he did too. Then he had to come forward and slid into it. And
we don't throw flags in week 3.
They don't throw the flag. Well, it's making up for the game that I did week 1 with Crestline, and
oh goodness,
31 flags were thrown. Well, we're 31 penalties.
Did you run out of ink?
No, but we got out at 10:15. It was a 3-hour and 15-minute game.
1st and 10. Monroeville on the field with 5:33 to go in the first half. Colton Clark in the gun, going to turn, give, back strip the middle and an ISO. Not a lot of room. Forward progress maybe gives him 2 yards. That was Boris. Boris, a senior, 5'10", 155 pounds.
Monroeville's still looking to get the running game going. Other than a couple nice runs, one nice run by Clark, they really haven't done much of anything on the ground.
Clark in the shotgun. Has the snap. Going to turn, give off. Again, Boris behind a puller. Skips up the field and picks up 3 yards over the 45 to the 46-yard line. That goes Boris. And a good kick-out block there by Colton Koch. Gives them a 3rd and 4. This is big for Monroeville.
Yeah, they could use getting a first down, that's for sure.
Lone receiver to the left, 18, Derek Ackerman. He's got a tight end inside of him, 2 receivers to the right. He'll shuffle a man right to left. Clark wants to throw. Quick hitter out in the flats, has his man. It's complete. First down and a little extra at the 45-yard line of Seneca East. They pick up the first down and keep the drive alive. Pass complete over there to 24, Blake Ackerman. We got Derek and Blake.
Nice 12-yard gain. And now they can keep this drive alive. I'm sure Coach Nestor would like to get this in and get it tied by halftime, especially because Seneca East will receive to get to start the second half.
Monroeville again in the gun. He is going to hand off Boris up the middle. A little bit of a counter. Did have a false pull there. Hicks on the tackle. Boris the carry, picks up 2.5.
Looked like he had a pretty good seam there, but Seneca East did a great job of getting it filled. Their linebackers are really active.
Clock down to 3:15 in the second quarter. Trips come to the near side below us. That's the left of Clark. Clark in the gun. Has it, fakes the handoff. He's going to straight keep it. Rolling right side. He's got a lot of room to run. And Clark's got another first down and gets deeper into Seneca East territory inside the 30 to the 26, 27-yard line. Great design there by the Monroeville coaching staff. They got everybody overloaded on the left side. And Clark, using his feet, picks up the first down.
Yeah, really nice design play, and Clark really showing good speed that time. Just got to the outside, and down the sideline he went.
Ackerman, the lone receiver, left. Now motion man right to left. Clark wants to throw again into the flats. Too far in front of the intended receiver, Chase Horn. And you see, we're starting to pick up the tendencies here in the box. When they go in motion, and it's a speed motion, they're running that grass route, and Clark wants him right away.
They're trying to get it out. They got all those guys out there to that side, and they're just trying to get it out to the short guy, the motion guy, and catch him going full speed and get him out going. And it's a hard throw because it's a long throw.
2nd and 10 on the Seneca East 27-yard line. 2:53 to go first half. Ackerman, lone receiver left. One receiver to the right side, double tight. Gonna hand off Boris, looking for a lane. Not a lot of space. Goes down after a short pickup, maybe a yard. And it'll be 3rd and 9. And now this is 4-down territory, of course, for Monroeville. Clock will continue to roll, and Monroeville still has 3 timeouts, Tim.
Yeah, so they're in good shape time-wise. They just these next 2 downs, they got to obviously they got to get the first down, but they have plenty of time.
Week 3 here on WQEL, the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week, and also live online on the OH Report. Jory with us here in the box for the OH. Clark wants to throw, delivers, maybe a fingertip on that football, but it falls incomplete, so it's going to bring up 4th and 9.
It looked like the receiver had a little room. I think it was Ackerman again. And so he had a little space, but I think you're right, Josh. I think someone deflected a little bit and threw it off.
So 4th and 9 for Coach Tyler Nestor and the Monroeville Eagles. And I know they have a kicker, but I don't know if they have a kicker that can do this.
Yeah, that's a long one.
They're going to line up and go. Ackerman, wide left, 2 to the right. Boris in the backfield with Clark. Shuffle. Motion man has a nice pocket. Going to deliver up the seam. A jump ball. Flag comes in. That's going to be a pass interference against Seneca East and set up Monroeville beautifully inside the red zone of Seneca East.
Well, I'm not,
See if we can get another replay here.
He had a lot of hands on him early, but I don't know.
It is pass interference against Seneca East. And that'll be an automatic first down at the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter. 15-yard penalty. We'll spot it about the 14-yard line, 13-yard line. Loaded backfield. Clark turns, toss play, kick out block, and looking for an opening. Oh, he is licked. The ball carrier was Colton Koch. Koch got his bell rung a little bit on the toss. Boris on the lead block. He got met and then dropped. That was 44 Gayhart. Still able to pick up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Again, Seneca East linebackers, very, very active today.
Doing a nice job flowing to the football.
They do a great job of filling. Yeah, absolutely.
Again, a loaded backfield. This time it's Boris. Boris.
Not much.
Hit by the outside linebacker. And they'll call it about 3. And now Monroeville will take their first time out. With 1:03 to go here in this first half, Eagles trying to tie it up as we go into the break. It's Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0. We'll be back.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Okay. All right. Okay.
3rd and 5 for the Eagles. Snap is back, wants to throw, rolling right, flushed. Now he's dropping deeper and deeper, going to float it into the end zone, incomplete. So a huge 4th down now for the Eagles with 55 seconds to go in this first half. Do they try and take the points with their kicker, or does Coach Tyler Nestor and the Eagles go for it and try and tie this thing up into the break? Seneca East will have it to open the 3rd.
Still got 2 timeouts left, so he's got plenty of time if he wants to talk it over. But that's the case right there, Josh. That's what I mean about sometimes Clark took a big chance starting to back up. As soon as he saw those guys in open, just throw it out of bounds and say, let's go to the next play.
Clark, Boris, and Koch in the backfield. Koch in motion. Boris wants to throw, looking left, throwing left. It is incomplete. Not even close.
Great coverage there.
4th and 5, they turn it over. And now if you're Coach Ed Phillips, you got 50 seconds and a timeout. Maybe you take a shot here. They like to get creative.
Well, they've had some guys open deep that, he's just overthrowing a little bit. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Phillips takes a shot here.
Interesting call by Coach Nestor there. That's tough for your right-handed quarterback to roll left and throw.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially on a 4th down.
I mean, it's a pass he's completed, but he's completed it a couple times rolling to the right and not to the left. That's a long throw, and especially when you're going left, because quarterbacks will have a tendency not to get their shoulders turned around and be pointing right at where they're throwing the ball when they're going left and they're right-handed.
It looks like Seneca East is actually going to just go victory, take a knee. No, they're going to take a timeout?
Yeah. Where do you think you're at?
Huh.
We don't take any in halftime.
Wow, okay.
You got them, you might as well use them.
I guess. We'll take one as well. You're listening to WQEL 92.7 FM.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Scheduled for a 2 p.m. kickoff. Tomorrow's game, or excuse me, we'll pick up the network at 2 p.m. Scheduled for 3:30 kickoff right here on Iconic Rock, WQEL. Here's Seneca East running. Parks goes left side. He's hit, and I think he maybe even lost a yard, Tim.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So now you might as well let the clock run out. There's no reason to take a chance now.
And if you're good at picking winners and losers of pro football games, guess better than everyone else, and you can win 50 G's. Details with the Pro Football Challenge online under the contest page at WQEL.com. I am not very good at it, but maybe you are. Take a crack at $50,000 on WQEL.com under the contest page with the Pro Football Pick'ems. Down to 7 seconds, and we might as well go get a hot dog. Seneca East will not run a play.
There we go.
We go to the half.
half.
Here, after 2 quarters in Attica, it is Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0 here in week number 3 of the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week. You're listening to WQEL, WQEL.com, and live online on the OH Report. Halftime stats coming your way when we come back.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
selection takes you into the year 2000 with a song that defined an entire generation of pop music. Made famous by NSYNC, this is one of the most iconic boy band anthems ever recorded. Here is Bye Bye Bye. The band brings you a modern the boy band classic. Originally released in 2013 by One Direction, this party anthem celebrates friendship, fun, and the joy of music. Here is Best Song Ever. Let's hear it one more time for the Monroeville Eagles marching band as well as Jacqueline McCoy.
I triple dog dare.
Good evening and welcome to our Seneca East. The Seneca East Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Schultz, Senior Field Commander Maddie Smith, and Sophomore Field Commander Natalie Snavely. The Seneca East High School Marching Band opens the season with our traditional senior show, celebrating the class of 2025 with a set list full of passion, power, and energy. Neon Emotions is all about vibrant sounds and heartfelt performances, giving our seniors the spotlight they deserve. At this time, we would like to introduce the Seneca East Tiger Marching Band. Our 2025 senior show kicks off with a 2011 dance hit by Pitbull, featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Nair. Written in just one night, his club anthem top charts worldwide. Next up, we slow things down with the Weeknd's 2020 hit, Save Your Tears, co-written with pop superstar Ariana Grande. For the remix version, this track blends retro synth vibes with heartfelt lyrics. was our senior show. Our seniors got together to create a dance break, as well as percussion break written by Parker Edwards. We bring you All of the Lights from Kanye West's 2010 album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. With over
I'm Josh Stallings alongside Tim Byrie here in week number 3 of the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week in Attica tonight on a beautiful night for high school football. Tigers 7, Monroeville 0. And Tim, it's kind of the game that we thought it would be.
No doubt about it.
They're trying to control the line of scrimmage. They want to establish physicality, and it's a dogfight up front, and neither team's really given that much ground. Seneca East was just able to get down the field and score one touchdown, but Monroeville's doing a nice job stopping them. Yeah, short
field. They got the short field after the block punt, and so and they're able to get one in. But, when all is said and done, I mean, Monroeville with 7 first downs to 4 for Seneca East.
They're beating them in total yards.
Yeah.
108 total yards for Monroeville, 82 for Seneca East.
So they did rush the ball for 83 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But
3 penalties against Seneca East, that's certainly hurt them.
They've been big ones.
Yeah.
Because they've all been 2 15-yarders and a 10-yarder. But, they've overcome them, but it's all come down to really the block punt.
Tigers going to get the ball.
Hands on that punt.
Yeah, basically, they might as well have just taken a knee and given it to him.
Yeah.
But Seneca East going to get the football to start this second half. And if you're Coach Ed Phillips and the Seneca East offense, do you let Parks maybe try and air it out, maybe make a big play or try and make a big play happen?
Well, I think, just get – they opened the game and threw a couple screen passes, those short things, and we're gaining 6 and 7, 8 yards. Maybe go back to that to try to suck them up a little bit and then hit a deep one. Will they come back to that seam pass when they threw it down the middle when the guy there wasn't anyone, they overthrew it. So, I think maybe they have to because, they're only averaging – they're averaging a little over 4 yards a carry, but most of that came up. Parks had a 21-yard run. Mm-hmm. They have 51 yards of rushing offense, and Parks got 21 on one or 22 yards on one carry. And when all said and done, it's kind of the same with Monroeville. They got 83 yards rushing, but part of it has come on. Colton Clark had a 16 and a 22-yard run, so almost half of that's on 2 plays. So the rest of it has just been grinded out 2 and 3 yards at a time.
Well, and when they've tried to throw the football, both teams, we've had some key drops. And or you're rolling to your left and throwing across your body at some point. Yeah, but some of these balls are right on the money, and the receivers, like you said, catch it with your eyes, not your hands. They're looking upfield before they're making the play, and they've come in timely situations.
Oh yeah, Clark ends up 3 for 11. He's 5 for 10. Could have been 7 for 10. But the one Clark he's probably in there eating himself alive at is the one he overthrew down the middle, and because that was a touchdown. That was a gimme, and but yeah, so it'll be it might be maybe the opposite of what we thought at the beginning of the game. It might be now the team that wins. It might be because they hit a big one. Because I'm not sure either team, as good as their defenses are against each other right now.
Well, and we haven't seen a turnover yet.
No. So that could be, that could play a big part in it.
It's who's going to make the fewest mistakes out there is I think who's going to come out on top. Now, this first possession for Seneca East is going to be key for them and key for the Monroeville defense because they haven't shown the ability to really move the football. So if they go down 2 scores with a quarter and a half to go, you're Coach Tyler Nestor and you're what can we do to make this happen? But if you're their defense, you got to look for your man. You got to look for Bryson Dunlop, who we talked about, the All-Ohioan, All-State wrestler, to make a play. Somebody for that defense has got to step up and make a play.
Yeah, they're going to – I think it comes down to, that Seneca East scored on a short field. Monroeville's going to need a short field to score on. So I agree wholeheartedly with Josh. They're going to have to come up with a turnover. And the guy most likely to make that turnover happen is the All-Stater. Mm-hmm. And, he's just got to, make a big hit, cause a fumble, maybe deflect a pass and, get his hands up and deflect the pass, and someone picks it off. But, it's going to have to be some kind of a big play for each team, I think, to score.
The Seneca East defense is living up to the hype. I believe what I heard, and I couldn't get the stats from Lonnie McMillan, but Seneca East has only given up about 25 yards on the ground through 2 weeks. It's week 3, and they're doing a phenomenal job so far of controlling that ground game. So if you're Monroeville, you also got to figure out a way to make something happen. And on the offensive side of the ball, is it maybe isolating? They've shown different formations. Do you have a big playmaker on the outside? Do you have a matchup you like on the outside? And go deep. Or do you just stick with the game plan of 60-40, 70-30, and grind it out? But something's got to happen for Monroeville if they want to stay in this game and get in the win column.
Well, they have a couple, their receivers are tall, and that is Monroeville. So Monroeville, one Ackerman's 6'2", the other one's 6'3", and so they got a couple guys, maybe throw up a prayer and see if someone can win a jump ball.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that in the first half. Is when it will be interesting to see when Coach Nestor runs out of patience.
Yeah. When you take the gloves off
and says,
really show.
Well, we're not going to be able to run the ball down the field.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to show everything you got in week number 3 because everything, of course, is on huddle now. You're not exchanging tapes, and everything's out there as soon as you run something. But if you want to win the football game, you might have to show something that you didn't want to show until week number 8 if a win is important here in week number 2 or week number 3. And this is a game that'll get you a good amount of points.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. And now only 12 go in.
Yeah.
So now you're 6-4. You better have one of those 6-4. One of those 6 wins better be against someone that's got some, a lot of wins. So because you don't want to be 6-4, 7-3, and sweating it out going into that last weekend.
And according to Drew Pasteur, this game was basically a toss-up. A
Sure.
1-point game was predicted, and we're pretty much seeing it. It's a 1 score right now here at the half in Attica. Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0. Third quarter coming your way when we come back.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
The field, it'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
I'm Josh Stallings, Tim Byrie, and at the helm of the OH Report is the one and only Jory. We appreciate her. John Kreider back at station control here in week number 3 of the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week. Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0. It will be Seneca East with the football to start this third quarter. And we'll see if the game plan kind of changes. Talking to both coaching staffs before the game, both pretty much said it's going to be 60-40. We're going to run at 60, throw at 40. But does things change here in the second half after, kind of, I don't want to say dull, but an uneventful first half?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to describe it. And both teams were closer to 70-30 running and throwing. And, again, it's going to be maybe which coach gets impatient first or blinks first and says, we just can't run the ball. Both teams are just stuffing the run. But here we go. Let's start off with a special teams play and see what happens.
Seneca East will go left to right on your radio dial. It'll skip and go through the legs of Schultz. Schultz has to track it back to the 10. He's hit and dropped right there.
Well, he took a knee to pick it up.
So a long field for Seneca East on 1st and 10. They'll have to go 90 yards.
And, yeah, that's, something that so far that we've seen in this game in the first half, no one wants to have to go 90 yards to try to score.
And now Coach Nestor hasn't put a lot of heat on the senior quarterback. So we'll see maybe if the defense of Monroeville tries to come after him. They've run mostly an odd front. Maybe they'll do some zone stunts here as Seneca East is going to come out with a tight end to the right. Back in the backfield, it is going to be a run play straight up the middle off the left hip of the center. That's Gayhart. Gayhart's actually going to pick up about 6 yards, give Seneca East a little breathing room.
Yeah, nice first down play. Gayhart's only carried the ball 4 times tonight. And I thought he was going to be, kind of a workhorse for him.
He joins Parks again in the backfield. Parks, another low snap. This time it's Gayhart with a lot of running room. Hit from the opposite side. And Gayhart picks up the first down. So Seneca East cooking here. 2 plays into this third quarter. They're moving the football nicely.
And nice hole there. Gayhart, blasts up in there. And as you see on a replay report, and maybe Coach Phillips has decided to, maybe we'll just give it to him for a while and see what happens.
Turns, gives, Gayhart going to bounce it right side. Little shoulder throw and falls forward for about 5 yards. So Seneca East shucking and jiving. 55 on the stop. That's Schaefer for Monroeville. 2nd and 5 for Seneca East. 10:45 to go here in this third quarter. Tigers 7, Monroeville 0. 2 receivers go wide to the left. No huddle for the Tigers. Parks in the gun. Tight end to the right side. He's going to keep it. Gayhart lead blocking. Parks straight up the middle. He is rocked. Parks got hit from his blind side. Took a lick from the left.
Yeah, that's one of those, a good
Short
job by
pickup,
Parks holding
maybe
on
2.
to the ball.
Yeah.
Those often are the ones when you get rocked there at the end, blindsided, you drop the ball.
Now 3rd and 2 for Seneca East. That's a long 2. Ball inside the 40. The nose touching the paint of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, they really need to get this first down.
Tight end right. 2 receivers to the left. Gayhart in the backfield. Hard count for Parks. Monroeville showing blitz straight up through the A-gap. Showing a little bit of heat. No high safeties for Monroeville. Parks going to keep it looking, and that's got to be intentional grounding.
There's no one out there. Well, I think it was.
How is that not intentional grounding, Tim?
I don't know. And
there's not a single receiver in the area.
Well,
and I don't even think it made the line of scrimmage.
Then the other thing, it looked like he's trying to throw the ball to the left, and the receiver he's trying to throw it to was just tackled.
How is Coach Nestor not losing his mind
right now?
now?
They're going for it.
Seneca East
are they going for it?
They like the pooch punt.
Okay, that's right.
Gayhart will punt it away.
Oh, and he's going to get a big roll.
Nice bounce for Gayhart. Back to that last play. How is that not intentional grounding?
Well, because there wasn't a receiver out there, but look at this guy. He's getting tackled. Well, of course,
he just flings it into the sideline. It doesn't make the line of scrimmage. There's no receiver.
Yeah, there's no one out there, so I don't know.
That's 15 yards and a loss of down.
So, yeah. Well, we're back to Monroeville. See if they can move the ball. They're on the 19th, so they got a long field yet to go.
Great punt by Gayhart. 9:20 to go here in the third quarter. Seneca East 7, Monroeville 0. Clark in the gun. Shuffle motion right to left. Going to hand off. Give to Borat. No, fakes the handoff. Spins off a tackle, and Clark carries it. Nice pickup on first down. He is going to pick up about 7 yards. Give him 8, actually. 2nd and 2. Great move by Clark.
Down. Yes, absolutely.
Clark breaks the huddle to the left side. He's got an offset eye behind him. He's in the call an offset pistol. Counter play. Boris moving right, and not a lot of room, but I think he got the first down. He did. They'll move the sticks. So a first down on 2nd and short. And this is a huge drive for Monroeville. Seneca East eating 3.5 minutes off that clock here to start this third quarter. Come up empty-handed. Now Monroeville trailing 7-0, trying to even the score.
Well, they got the first down they needed to get it out of the sights of their own goal line, and now they can move the ball. Now it's just a matter they just got to stay consistent and get things on first down like they've been.
Seneca East going with an odd front. Clark wants to throw, and it's intercepted across the middle. Picked off by Seneca East.
There's the turnover maybe we've been talking about.
Parks dropping back. No, it wasn't Parks. Jumping in front of Ackerman. 18. That is Cottingham, if the numbers are right on these special edition jerseys. What a friendly.
But, yeah, now it goes from, the last time Seneca East had the ball, had to go 90 yards. Now they got, again, a short field. They put it in the end zone.
In a short break for this Eagle defense, now they're going to have to step up again. 8:01 to go, third quarter. Parks in the gun. Back on his right hip, that's Gayhart. 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. That's a tight end left. Parks, another low snap, gives to Gayhart. Great pressure up the middle, but the back able to fall forward. Still able to get about 2 yards. Schaefer on the stop. Hurry up offense on 2nd and 9.
Yeah, sometimes I don't like looking over to the sideline so much.
Parks going to keep it, looking for a block. Parks clipped, and a flag comes in, and that is going to be a hold against Seneca East. Looked like 40.
Block in the back or a hold? Either one, it was on 41. So it was on Schultz. He's calling block in the back.
That'll move the Tigers back inside their own territory. Nope.
Well, they had a nice gain there on 2nd down, and was going to be in business now for 3rd and 4th, but now they're behind the sticks a little bit and probably going to have to throw it.
Now they have 2 scores over the Monroeville Eagles of the Firelands Conference.
Well, and the quarter's just flying away.
Mm-hmm. We'll take a timeout, be back on WQEL and the OH Report right after this.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
14-0, Seneca East on top. Fielded by the Eagles. That is number 7, Koch. Koch up the center of the field, goes down. Decent starting field position up around the 30-yard line. We'll see if Monroeville can get something going here, Tim, down 2 scores.
Well, it's really important that they do, whether it's you just get a run, a decent run offensively, so when they do punt, they can pin Seneca East deep and, again, maybe get that turnover, or they got to get a score because Seneca East has been just tough defensively all night long, and so they need to get something going now.
5:27 to go here in the third quarter. In the shotgun, going to hand off Boris. Boris with a nice gap up the middle. Boris spins by a defender, keeps his feet, driving his way into Seneca East territory, goes down inside the 40. No, they'll mark it right at the 40-yard line. Beautiful run there by Connor Boris. Boris got to that second level, spun off the defender. Nice job keeping his feet, Barry Sanders-esque.
Well, he more than doubles the yardage he's had the whole game on one play, 28-yard run, and, nice blocking up front, and then when he was in the secondary, he just made some nice moves.
Koch, power eye, they go to Boris, straight up the middle. He is met and driven back.
Gayhart with a form tackle.
Gayhart met him and said, "You want to dance at prom? I'm going to drive you back."
That was a no-doubter. His head right in his chest and right to his back.
They'll give him forward progress for no gain on that play. 2nd and 10.
Again, I know it's like a broken record, but boy, the linebackers for Seneca East get it done.
Trips right. Clark in the backfield with Boris. He's got a wide receiver to his left. Fakes it, Boris, and Seneca East off the edge, making another great play. Once again, they go with the odd front, stand up end, bring in heat.
Here it comes. A little shove after the play. I think Seneca East going to get a 15-yard penalty. And I think they caught the second guy.
The second one to shove, Cornwell made a great play on that. Officials going to have a little powwow and talk it over.
Get another look at this.
Cornwell came off that edge, read it beautifully.
And then 55 he was driving and driving and driving. And then when he stood up, a Seneca East guy pushed him down. But it could have easily been a personal foul on each team.
Well, the 15-yarder goes against the Tigers.
That's a huge
They'll
play.
march it off. Fresh set of downs for the Eagles.
It was 26-yard line, so tough penalty, but you got to keep your composure.
Clark breaks the huddle. He's got Boris on his left hip. Motion man left to right. Shotgun formation, turns, gives. He's got a puller. Boris following that puller and able to pick up about 5.
Stayed home and, as you said, made the great shoestring tackle and gets them a 1-yard loss, so it'll be 3rd and long again.
3rd and a long 10 for Monroeville. They break the huddle. Boris in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And it looks like Monroeville is going to take a timeout. They will. Coach Tyler Nestor taking his first timeout of this second half with 2:32 to go in the third quarter. Seneca East 14, Monroeville 0. We'll be back.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with a kick return touchdown.
Coming up tomorrow on WBCO, it is Buckeye Central and Fairport Harbor. Pregame at 11:45. Kickoff at noon on WB. Travion on the call alongside Anthony Cottrell. 3rd and long. Here comes Monroeville. Clark, 4 down territory. He's going to carry it and pick up a good chunk of yardage, Tim. Call it maybe 6 yards. And this is definitely 4 down territory for Monroeville. They're looking at a 4th and 5.
Yeah, it's easy, to call the run on 3rd down when you know you're going 4 on 4. And now let's see what Coach Nestor's going to come up with, because this will be if they don't score here, they're not going to get the ball again until the 4th quarter.
Fine, incomplete. Yeah. Had his man one-on-one coverage, but he couldn't haul it in. Clark looking for the slant at the hash mark, and it was just a little too high for Ackerman, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Ackerman got inside of the DB, and, if he throws it about a foot lower, it's probably a completion.
Turnover on downs, back to Seneca East with 1:51 to go here in the 3rd.
Coach Phillips would like nothing more than to be able to run the ball and get 2 or 3 at least first downs, if you're not going to get the touchdown, and be partway into the 4th quarter before they give this ball up.
Parks will go trips to the right side, back on his right hip, lone receiver left on 1st and 10. Has it. This time it's Gayhart up the middle. Defender threw him forward. Gayhart picks up about 4. Tackle made. 55, Alex Schaefer. And Seneca East, they're not wasting any time. They're getting to the line of scrimmage. Again, trips.
They like doing this, they'll look over the sideline, which I like when you're up 14-0 to take your time, but sometimes I don't like them looking over there. Just run the play. There's
low
another
snap
bad
again
snap
for Parks. Ooh, could have been
a lot of room.
There. A lot of room for Parks. Parks throws the stiff arm. He's got the 1st down, and they might have got away with a hold there. But still, Parks making a great move and a great carry to pick up the 1st down up to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, 19-yard gain. Just was able to get to the corner. May have had a little help from a wide receiver grabbing a little bit, but nice 1st down. Keep the clock running.
1st and 10 for Seneca East. Inside a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Back on his left hip. Another low snap. They got to get that figured out. Parks going to carry. Another flag comes in. That'll be a hold.
Yeah, we're making up.
Unless a face mask. Could be a face mask.
Yeah, it could be. Monroeville has yet to have a penalty.
Yep, hold against Seneca East. That'll back them up 10. 10 from the spot of the foul. Will replay 1st down.
Third penalty they have for Seneca East. They had 3 in the 1st half as well, and you just hate to get it there because you just got the 1st down. You're starting to move the ball a little bit, and now your momentum is halted. Plus, you got to throw the ball probably to get the 1st down now.
Clock rolling down inside 40 seconds. We're at 35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Trips to the right for Parks. Parks has got Gayhart on his right side. Lone receiver left, that's Deponette. Another low snap. Parks pulls it off his shoe tops, hands to Gayhart up the middle. No gain. That's disrupting all the timing.
Well, exactly.
It's happened time and time and time again tonight. The snaps are low. And when you're a quarterback and you got a rhythm, that throws you off every single time.
No doubt about it. And then the back has to wait a little bit for the ball. So now, maybe you had a nice seam and the seam's now shut down. Yeah, they got to get that taken care of.
End of the 3rd quarter here in Attica. Seneca East with a 14-0 lead on Monroeville. We go to quarter number 4 here on WQEL. It's the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week on 92.7 FM and live online on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Josh Stallings, Tim Byrie with you here tonight on WQEL 92.7, WQEL.com. 2nd and 19 for the Tigers. Motion man, left to right. Parks going to fake it to him. Parks going up the middle. He's hit and dropped. At the 37-yard line, Parks goes down. A hit by Cooper Cleary. So now it is a big 3rd and about 18.
Yeah.
Trav says 17. Let's go with 17.
It looks like, they're being pretty conservative here, so they're going to put it up.
They're going to throw it
back.
And
well, he wanted to throw it back,
I guess,
to 20, but he threw it about 12 feet over his head and about 12 yards past him.
I wish I could quote Major League on that one.
Yeah, there you go. It's a shame he didn't throw it. He was wide open. He had some room to run.
Yeah. So now Seneca East will be forced to punt. Out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Exactly 11 minutes to go. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. And now, stoppage of play.
We get hurt on the sideline when
Injury
he got
timeout.
Flopped out of bounds.
Tim, you need something to do tomorrow?
I have plenty to do tomorrow.
Yeah, you can check out the Marion Popcorn Festival. Kids rides, street food vendors, 5K run. I know you're not going to do a 5K.
Yeah, that isn't happening.
Free, local, regional, and nationally known entertainment on several stages, including 80s rockers Quiet Riot, going to be at the Popcorn Festival. And, I'm a big Quiet Riot fan. They're going to be the main stage Saturday night at 8:30. MarionPopcornFestival.com for more information.
If I'm going to anything, I will be attending the Tomato Show in Fredericktown, Ohio.
There you go.
There we go. I'm sure it's huge.
Injury timeout here from Seneca East. 11 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Tigers 14, Eagles 0. We'll be back.
For 25 years, the team at Spreng Capital Management has helped you and your family through times of economic uncertainty. This experience and knowledge has helped us to guide you through numerous economic cycles, making us qualified to help you through the economic turmoil of today. When reviewing your own economic plan, let us help guide you along the right path. Call us at 419-563-0084. At Spreng Capital Management, we are here to be your financial partner.
Josh Stallings, Tim Byrie, John Kreider back at station control. And Jory running the show here live at Seneca East.
And the young man that was hurt actually tried to run back in the game, and they sent him back to the sideline.
Can't do that, pal. You got to take at least a play.
You got to take a play off.
Going to give it to Boris. Boris straight up the middle. He's got the first down, a little extra. So Monroeville working their way deeper into Seneca East territory. trailing by 2 scores, 14-0 with 10:56 to go. Clock will stop briefly as they move the sticks. We'll wind it 10:50 and counting.
So far, nice little drive for Monroeville, and they would like nothing more than to finish this thing off with a score, and so it's a one-score game again.
2 receivers left, the slot inside. And counterplay. Boris has a lead blocker, and he's going to be close to another first down. About a yard shy. Actually, yeah, they'll mark him about a yard shy of the first down.
I think it was Cleary. It was 41 that time.
So no first down, 2nd and 1. In the gun, hands off again. He is met and slung backwards. I don't know, is he going to get forward progress for the first down?
Hey, gee,
It's going to be very, very close.
Guess who that was making another perfect tackle?
Gayhart?
Yes, that would be him again.
He was hung up by a pile, and then Gayhart latching on and throwing him backwards. No forward progress for the first down. Just to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Gayhart's gone. I don't keep track of the tackles, but whoever does, he's got a lot of them.
Looking like he wants to run. Clark off the left side. He's got enough for the first down. Pickup of about 5. Colton Clark with a nice lead block from Boris and a kick-out block from Ackerman. Replay courtesy there of the OH report. Showing a good blocking scheme by the Eagles. Eagles, though, running out of time. 9:21 and counting. They're getting deeper into Seneca East territory, but still down 2 scores. They need a touchdown and a quick stop. 2 receivers to the wide side. Wide right for Clark. He's going to roll that way, looking to throw. Now he steps up. Oh, dropped. Clark wanted to hold a run through, and it was not there. Brought down by 74.
And I think it's Clark who's getting up very slow.
Mason Holmer. Holmer closed that gap in a hurry.
No, it was 55 who got up slow there. He's jogging off the field, so I think he'll be back in a play.
Now it will be 2nd and 11. Monroeville with 2 timeouts, Seneca East with all 3.
And that clock just keeps ticking.
Both teams come in to week number 3 at 1-1.
Coach Phillips hoping the clock will go much faster. Coach Nestor hoping it slows down.
Double tight. 2 receivers. They're going to hand off Boris. Boris bouncing off an arm tackle. Boris pushing left side. Close. He gets over the 25-yard line. And a short pickup. Make it 3rd and a long 8. Huge 3rd down here for Monroeville.
Yeah, they'd like nothing more than at least to get it to 4th and 2 or 3.
Open up the playbook.
Yeah.
Lone receiver goes wide right. That's Ackerman. Double tight. They'll shift Boris on the right hip. Clark fakes the handoff. Trying to run. Oh, he's met and dropped in the backfield. Is that Gayhart?
That would be him.
Gayhart knifing through. Clark with nowhere to go. And Gayhart buried him. 4th and 12. Gayhart would not be denied.
Do we have a player of the game for this game?
I think we've said him enough.
I don't think he doesn't have to have any yards on offense. But what a difference he's making in this one.
4th and 11, pretty much the ball game here. 7:04 to go. Clark wanting to throw, has time, going to let it up. Receivers open. It's a pass interference for sure.
No.
No?
They are not calling it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he was there a little hair early.
Oh, my.
See on the report on the the replay on the OH report. Yeah, he got there just a hair early. Watch this, Josh. Not much.
Replay courtesy of the OH report. Lobs it up wide open receiver.
Boop.
And gets drilled. Gets drilled a half step before the ball gets there. No penalties.
And
no penalty.
That was key because
officials have either an early tea time tomorrow morning or a dinner reservation for late tonight.
Well, you know, it does take me over an hour to get home.
Goodness.
So I'm not really complaining, to be honest.
Wow.
I do have a long drive to get home.
Wow.
But, yeah, easily could have been called. That's
turnover on downs. Ball back to Seneca East. Park's going to hand it off, and they're going to eat this clock up.
Yeah, they're just going to try to get the clock to
I think Coach
get
Nestor.
under 4 minutes.
I know Coach Nestor very well, and he doesn't have a lot of hair left. I think he's going to lose the rest of it after that. Certainly appreciate OH report for the replay on that one. Wow.
Yeah, they called a couple pass interference where they could have let some things go, and that one, it's surprising they didn't let it go.
Clock moving, 6:16, handoff straight up the middle. And that's Parks. Parks up over the 30. Tackle made by 51, Hayden Ryan. Also in on that 61. And we don't have a 61. Third and 8. 5:45 to go. Park's going to melt this play clock all the way down.
Let's see if they're going to throw one and take the chance of stopping the clock.
Low snap again. Parks, but hit and dropped in the backfield.
Well, there's a perfect example of the low snap really screwing up the timing because I think he could have got outside that guy.
Cooper Cleary getting in the backfield and disrupting that play.
If he didn't really
run the punt team out onto the field.
I would imagine Monroeville going to go after this punt, wouldn't you think, Josh?
I mean, you got to try and make something happen. Oh, high snap's going to go all the way into the end zone. He's going to have to go back and grab it, and he's going to be hit just outside of the 5, or inside of the 5.
He should have picked it up and ran in the end zone.
Should have just kicked it out of the back, yeah.
You got to get in the end zone, just take a knee.
So Monroeville with a little bit of life here.
There you go.
4:38 on the clock, and Monroeville is in prime position, best field position of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're on the 2-yard line. So, yeah, Gayhard, all he had to do is take a couple steps. He'd have been in it, or like you said, just kick it out of there.
The snaps for Seneca East have been off all night. Snap back. They're going to go to the back. Boris, nowhere to go. Maybe lost a yard on that play.
I was gonna say, it looked like he may have.
Team going under center so far. And the clock continuing to roll. Clark in the backfield, back on either side. Boris joined by Cleary. Up the middle again. Monroeville signaling it's in. No touchdown signal yet.
Not yet.
Foot short. And again, Clark in the gun. Seneca East coming up the middle with the heat. Oh, my.
And
Gayhart again, basically untouched, came through, shot out of a cannon, right through the A gap, grabbed onto Clark, and he was going nowhere.
That is the one guy you would like to make sure you block every play.
And, you know, he's probably going to get player of the game, but we don't even know his stats.
I know. Well, I know he's got at least 6 tackles that we've counted in the last, 5 minutes.
Inside 3 minutes, Coach Nestor doesn't burn a timeout, 4th and 3. This is the game, Tim.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Clark turns, toss. They're going to look for the pylon, trying to get outside. Can't get there, that's it.
And guess who tripped him up first?
Gayhart swinging around the outside. Got a shoestring tackle on number 7, Colton Koch. He shook his
hit in the back and then makes the play.
Unbelievable individual performance there on that one defensive stand by Gayhart. And denies Monroeville a touchdown after starting on the 2-yard line.
Just you talk
Coach
about
Nestor there. You got to take a timeout.
You talk about someone who just, he just understands the game because he's always near the ball. It doesn't matter which way they're running. It doesn't matter what's going on. He's near the football.
Ed Reed, Ronnie Lott, name him. He's flying around like some of the best.
Man.
2:44 to go in the ball game. Seneca East trying to close this thing out. They need one first down. And now we're going to take a timeout after coming out of a huddle?
Welcome to Seneca East.
You know, I'm wondering if Gayhart was just, ticked off because people were talking about the All-Stater from Monroeville. And it's like, you want to see an All-Stater? I'll show you an All-State performance.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Coming up this week on WQEL, we got more Guardians baseball.
Here he goes. He's getting pushed in the back. Here it comes, yeah. He gets smacked in the back, then trips the guy, and down he goes.
Coming up on Monday, Guardians baseball taking on the Royals. Tribe is 3.5 games out, I believe, of the wild card. 6:05 first pitch. Tuesday, 6:05 again against the Royals. And on Wednesday, another 6:05 first pitch. Coach's Corner to follow at 7.
A couple quick scores. Gallion is up on Norwalk 26-0. And I believe Colonel Crawford has finally taken the lead. Yes, 21-12.
Davy Jones inside the phone board coming your way on WQEL. 14-0. Tigers leading here in week number 3. Parks in the gun. Has it. Turns. Gives. The back moving straight ahead. That is Gayhart.
He's going to have to start using his timeouts.
Maverick Myers. I don't know if Coach Nestor will. His offense hasn't shown the ability to score through 3.5 quarters.
You got to take him.
Will not take him.
You got to take him when the other team's on offense. You can stop the clock when you're on offense. So, and the clock's running.
I think he's going to take him back to Monroeville.
You know, so he's going to waste like almost 40 seconds.
Parks again in the gun. Has it. Nicholas going to run it straight ahead. We go here from Seneca East. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back on WQEL 92.7 FM and the OH Report.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Josh Stallings, Tim Byrie with you tonight on WQEL and the OH Report. Final minute 50 here from Seneca East. Parks looking for a block and to turn the corner. Parks going to be hit, dropped.
Stay in bounds.
Stays in bounds, keeps the clock rolling.
They're going to use their last timeout.
And, yep. Monroeville will take another timeout to stop it with a minute 43. Don't forget, Davy Jones coming up inside the Friday night phone board. 50 years. 50 years of the Friday night phone board with Davy Jones. Davy looking for your scores from around the area. Anything you want to talk about in the wide, wide world of sports. Of course, Buckeyes on the air tomorrow. Tribe fighting for a wild card. Browns opening up this weekend. Just a lot going on. It's a great time of year for sports. And, of course, all your local high school football scores coming your way inside the Friday night phone board.
There's something for the refs to look for on this snap, because I'm sure they're coming after it. And I hope somebody is looking to see that the center does not get hit.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because when you're trying to block it, you get all excited. If they whack the center, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Minute 43 to go. Monroeville needs a prayer. Fans starting to file out here at Seneca East in week number 3. Park's going to line up out there in the gun. 4th and 8. They might take the safety, Tim.
Yeah, that could be.
Park's going to roll around.
Is.
He is going to take the safety. He's going to get thrown out of the back of the end zone, so Seneca East will take the safety, give Monroeville the free 2 points. And if you're – still takes 2 touchdowns, but if you're Seneca East, man, don't you want the shutout?
Oh, I know.
Just get the punt off.
But it is probably, well, with them with no timeouts, though, the only way you can really lose now is not to recover an onside kick.
Right. So Seneca East now will punt it away, leading 14-2. Boris and Koch back deep. They could probably inch their way forward.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how often you're only in game 3, how often they've practiced what to do on an onside kick, especially if they punt it.
So Koch
He's going to kick it off the tee, which I think is a smart move.
Yeah.
Josh.
Koch and Boris will set at about the 33-yard line. Tee it up and going to squib it down the field, covered by the up man. So it still takes 2 touchdowns, Tim. Minute 36 on the clock. Monroeville with no timeouts, trailing 14-2. It'll be spotted at the 39-yard line.
Well, you know, and you might say, well, why squib it? Why this one? Doesn't give their returners a chance. And the bottom line is, again, the only way you can lose is not to, you got to recover an onside kick if they do score. But then it's over. You just take a knee and it's over.
Colton Clark in the gun. 2 receivers go to the left, 2 receivers right. Clark's going to run it. Quarterback draw and nowhere
really
to go, maybe
anybody.
2 yards.
And they're not hurrying enough.
Good penetration there by Seneca East. Clark going to throw into the flats. Pass complete. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does. Stops it with a minute 12, right at the marker that will move the sticks. First and 10. Minute 12 to go in the ball game. Clark wants to throw, rolling left, going to throw it up into the end zone.
He's
has
open.
A man.
Intercepted.
Is it intercepted?
Yep.
Picked off in the end zone. Nick Parks.
Great job by
QB
Parks.
showing up on both sides of the ball, takes it away. They're 2 knees away from being 2-1.
Well, he did a great job of just what a free safety's supposed to do. You know, he just went and played the ball, was overthrown a little bit. He picks it, game over. Great job by Parks getting over there and helping out his corner because corner was beat.
Now, where are they going to spot the football?
Yeah, it looks
he
like
wasn't
the
in the
2-yard
end
line.
zone, so they're going to spot it at the 2.
So you almost have to run a quarterback sneak now instead of just taking a knee. But I don't know if they're going to go under center.
We haven't seen it yet.
That's why I like, no matter what, I don't care if you're a gun team, a team, whatever, I still like practice every day, going under center and taking a snap.
That's how you lose fantasy leagues. Not being able to quarterback gets negative yardage. You
Yeah.
lose. I've seen it. Been there. Got the T-shirt.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're in the gun.
Parks has it, grabs it, running straight ahead, has a little bit of an opening. Parks driving his feet. He's going to get the first down.
Wow.
Seneca East resets the chains. Clock rolling again. Inside 40 seconds. One more play, and the Tigers will be 2-1 and enter league play. Parks takes a knee, and there it is. The final score here tonight from Winford on the docket next for the Seneca East Tigers. Seneca East moves to 2-1. Monroeville drops to 1-2.
Plays in the passing game. Seneca East made a few plays in the passing game, but you know their defense was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and we knew that coming in, but we didn't know exactly how good they were. Yeah, they only allowed 20-some yards on the ground, but who'd they play? You know, what do we know about the opposing teams? Well, we know now that this defense is a juggernaut.
They're real. You know, what happens, and the guys, the unsung heroes are their 3-down guys. Because their 3-down guys take almost 4 or 5 guys to block them. So the linebackers run free. I mean, Gayhart is big time. There ain't no doubt about it. I mean, he is able to read and get to the football quickly. But he's also not getting blocked.
Yeah. No, well, I don't think he was going to get – he might have had bodies on him.
Yeah.
But he was going to fight through.
He gets off. When they do get a guy on him, he gets them off.
We even saw there he got blocked in the back, still made the play.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying it was game-saving, but it pretty much eliminated any chance that Monroeville was going to have. Just an absolute game-changer out there tonight. Parks was efficient, throwing the football, managing the offense. The offensive line did a nice job. You know, the numbers aren't going to blow you away.
And
they haven't for Seneca East through the first 2 weeks. but it's how you – just the only numbers that matter are the numbers on the scoreboard after 4 full quarters. And Seneca East now 2-1 on the season. Suffered a tough loss last week to Northmore in overtime. But this Seneca East team is a couple plays away from being 3-0 going into league play. And they've shown that they have a great defense. Maybe they're not the offense that they want to be at this point in the year as we're moving into league play. They're winning games, but they want to be a little bit more efficient offensively, but the defense is winning them football games right now.
Well, and early in the year, a lot of times that's what has to happen. And like you said at one point during the game, Nick Parks threw for 2,650 yards or so last year, but he lost all his receivers. So now he's got young guys. I mean, their leading receiver today was the freshman. And so, you got to wait for them to catch up, and they will. And he was still efficient tonight. I mean, he was still let me look at the stats again. He's still 7 for 13. So he's over 50%, and he threw for 74 yards and a TD. And he didn't turn it over. And so, as the year goes on, that'll get better. Their offense will get better. And, boy, if their defense gets better, the N10 better be ready because Seneca East is going to be able to play with anybody again.
Let's go ahead and run down the final numbers.
Yeah, well, for Monroeville, they finished actually with 12 first downs. They rushed the ball 42 times for 129 yards. Their leading rusher was their quarterback, who ran the ball 17 times for 63 yards. Connor Boris, he ended up with 16 carries and 41 yards. A lot of that in the second half. He kind of turned it on in the second half. And then, as I said, but Colton Clark was only 3 of 16 throwing the ball. And he only threw for 36 yards and had 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. So, they just couldn't make plays in the passing game. And so that allowed them to, Seneca East, putting a lot of guys in the box. And then, for Seneca East, they ended up the game with 9 first downs, ran the ball 29 times for 118 yards. Leading rusher was Nick Parks, ran it 16 times for 66 yards. And Jackson Gayhart, who I believe is our player of the game, he ran the ball 11 times for 43 yards, almost 4.4 yards a carry, or 4 yards a carry almost. But and then they had no turnovers, though. Now, they did have 6 penalties. By the way, Monroeville didn't have a penalty all night.
Not a single one.
Not a one. And Seneca East ended up with 6 for 75 yards. But just a really solid, rough game. Like we said, both coaches talked about, making sure it was a physical game. And I thought to be honest, I think mission accomplished by both teams.
Yeah.
It was a physical game by both sides. And, Seneca East just got a couple short fields and took advantage of it.
Yeah, they relied on their leader, Nick Parks, and Gayhart to make the plays that they needed to make, and they did exactly that. So, hats off to Seneca East and their leadership. Monroeville, well-disciplined, but they couldn't get the big plays out of their leaders that they needed, like Clark and, the big man, Bryson Dunlop. We never really talked about him too much. Seneca East doing a great job defending against the All-Ohioan, and, if you're Seneca East offensive line coach, you got to be pretty happy about what you did against Monroeville.
Oh, absolutely. They did enough, to win the game. They ran the ball enough, efficient enough to win the game, and like you said, and there was no big plays. There wasn't, the All-Stater didn't make all of a sudden a big hit and the ball's loose. So, I mean, they did not even fumble the ball. I mean, it wasn't that they recovered a couple of their own fumbles. They never put it on the ground. And to be honest, Parks wasn't close to being intercepted.
No.
So, when you go through games, it was a basketball coach who said it, but a pretty successful one that I knew that said the team that makes the fewest mistakes wins.
Exactly right. You're listening to the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week here in week number 3 on WQEL and the OH Report. Seneca East winning here in week 3, 14-2 over Monroeville. We'll take a timeout. We'll name our McDonald's Q92 player of the game when we come back.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Game, Jackson Gayhart. Jackson, what a phenomenal performance, not only by yourself individually, but your team tonight. We knew coming in, Monroeville Seneca East, it's going to be a physical matchup. It's going to be two teams that like to run the football and want to establish the line of scrimmage. And you guys up front defensively showed some looks, and you just got the job done, controlled the offensive line, won the trenches, and you made some plays late in the game that, man, just really stood out. And when there was that little inkling of hope from Monroeville, you stepped up and made some huge plays. So talk to me a little bit about how, I guess, kind of how that felt. What did your game plan coming into the week? You know, when you stepped up, even on that one where you got the shoestring tackle, I think it was on 4th down. It looked like you might have even got clipped on that play, but you were undeterred.
Yep. Yeah, my game plan personally was just get downhill, always get downhill, reading the line and get to the ball. Then our team game plan, we just want to do whatever you can to win, and that's what we did.
Well, you guys are just a few plays away from being 3-0 on the season, going into league play next week. But this win here tonight at home in front of a great crowd, honoring some former the people that really started Seneca East football. And you came out tonight, showed out. The whole team really just executed the game plan so well. What does that kind of mean to you to play in front of the people that started Seneca East football?
Yeah, it means a lot because we show them how far we came and just giving back to them and showing them that we're carrying on what they started.
Absolutely. I played Seneca. I played here at Seneca East. I was able to play one game on this field, and I played most of my high school at the old Cook Field. But this place is starting to get a certain aura about it. 10 straight years in the playoffs, and I'm sure that's your guys' goal going into this year.
Yep. Yeah, it's a crazy atmosphere. I like it. It gets loud, and I can't hear it sometimes. I just block out the noise, but I bet other people love it.
Jackson, going into league play, Wynford coming up next week. I know you want to get another win, keep this thing going.
Yep.
What is the thought process? As each week, I know Coach Ed Phillips, he's got a game plan each week. He's got a little, he's got a plan that, or a saying. Each week he wants to execute that, and brotherhood or whatever it is.
Yep.
As you move into league play, kind of what is that?
Well, this week's was trust. We got to trust one another. Then it's really different every week, but it's very meaningful for the team and for everybody themselves.
So trust. You said that, you knifed through on that third down there when Monroeville got the ball deep in your guys' territory following the bad snap. You trusted your guys to fill the gaps, and you just knifed through there.
Yep.
And defensively, you have to trust your guys.
Yeah. I was trusting everybody else make plays when there's passes, trusting our backs and trusting our line to get through there and fill the gaps, and they're trusting me to get downhill and the other linebackers.
Well, we have you unofficially for 11 carries, 43 yards tonight, but you really made a staple defensively. Multiple TFLs, couple sacks in there. You had an incredible individual performance, and congratulations on the player of the game, pal.
Yep, thank you.
Jackson Gayhart of Seneca East, the Tigers winners tonight here in week number 3, 14-2. So congratulations to the Tigers. Congratulations to Jackson, as they are now 2-1 on the season, and they will take on Wynford next week. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back to wrap things up right after this.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found
Set
it
to
right
wrap
here
it up.
on
Seneca East winners tonight here in week number 3, 14-2. Jackson Gayhart is your McDonald's Q92 player of the game, 11 carries, 42 yards rushing. But it was the defensive side of the ball that made him stand out tonight. Multiple TFLs, a couple sacks on that play on the evening, and in that final drive for Monroeville when they were really trying to get in the end zone, he got in the backfield, made plays, pushed the ball to the outside, got clipped in the back, and still made the tackle. Just an incredible performance by Jackson, and very deserving of the free value meal courtesy of Lewis Finn.
Absolutely. He earned that, bad boy. He earned multiple ones, I think. But, yeah, I just look forward to it. I just looked at the schedule. I get to see him again next week.
Okay.
When they go to Wynford, so they'll open at Wynford's on WBCO, and then you guys next week will have, I believe, Buckeye at Bucyrus.
I think you're right on that, Tim. That could change. It could change.
Yeah.
Colonel Crawford and Mohawk do match up next week, and those might be the two heavy hitters.
Yeah, very well.
We might make a change.
Well, with
Stay
these
tuned to
guys,
WQEL. Yeah, no doubt. Seneca East is here to play. The defense certainly one to be reckoned with, and they held them to just 2 points today, and 2 points that they really gave.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a gift. There's no doubt.
Could very well have been a shutout here tonight at Seneca East. Tigers win it 14-2. Jackson Gayhart is your McDonald's Q92 player of the game, and of course, it's Davy Jones coming up inside the Friday night phone board. Tim, thanks for being on air tonight.
Absolutely.
Pal.
Great being with you again.
Appreciate you. We appreciate everybody at the OH Report. John Kreider back at Station Control, and, of course, all of you tuning in to high school football and the Burkhart Farm Center Game of the Week on WQEL. For everybody here at Seneca East, I'm Josh Stallings saying good night and get home safe, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, peace out, John.